So we got our 3 plate boundaries: convergent, divergent. What's the third one? Transform. Okay. So let me just write number 1 here and write divergent. Wow. What do you think about that handwriting? Pretty good, huh? I don't know how I did it. But you know what? You know how I did it? I know how I did it. I slowed down and I focused. And that really helps. Who wants to, do I have a volunteer? Until I get my sticks. Volunteer to tell me. What do you see with happening with divergent boundaries right there? Oh, yes, Sophia. What's that? Okay, they're moving apart, yes. Moving apart. Put a little graphic like that, right? They're moving apart. And if they're moving apart, what's happening in the middle? What's that? They're shifting, or like what's underneath the plates? What's down there? Lava, basically, the asthenosphere, molten rock. So that lava is going to start coming up. If there's a big gap right there, because it's hot things tend to be less dense, and they'll move up. Cold things tend to be denser, and they move down. If things get wet, they get colder, they tend to move down. That's going to be important with our what we're going to be doing today with our little experiment. You, Sandy, you want to add something? Or did you? Okay. All right. Thank you, Sophia. Well done. All right. Number 2, let's just go move over. Convergent. Not so good. But you can see what it is, right? A little bit. So convergent, what's happening at convergent boundaries? Do I have a brave soul? Yeah, Ma. Plates are colliding. They're moving together, right? Boom! They're hitting each other. So they're moving together, colliding. Boom. And if they hit each other, what's going to happen? Like if 2 cars hit each other, what happens to the cars? Like they get crushed. Like what would happen to the hood of a car if you smashed it into something? Hopefully it doesn't happen, but what happens to the hood? It compresses, and where does it go? Kind of pops up, right? Kind of makes like a little mountain range, which is what makes mountains sometimes, right? The plates coming together. Okay, and we'll get into that later on. Transform. What's happening with the transform boundaries? What's going on? Yes, Ma, you go. They're sliding past each other, sliding against each other. They're not away towards, they're kind of going past each other. So moving past. Oops, moving. You see in the diagram, my little diagram right there. Kind of just cruising right by each other. So if you have 2 cities that are next to each other and they move, are those cities going to be next to each other for very long? Well, for a little while, but over thousands of years, they're going to move further and further apart. And we know these plates move pretty slowly, right? Not quickly, unless there's some kind of big earthquake, like the big one. You heard of the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco, where it was really down. Thousands of people died. We had a bubonic plague outbreak because of that. Started a fire. Fire wiped out San Francisco. During that was like 9.0 or something like that. You did have get separated by like 7 or 8 feet. It was really wild. It was a big, big earthquake. The one we had in 94 wasn't nearly that big. Okay. All right. So what's happening with the San Andreas Fault? What's occurring there? The big one next to us. What are our plates doing? Like what plates are involved there? Second one, what's the name of the second one you're looking at, Yesenia? Well, going down underneath is subduction. A collision? Oh, cold ocean, yes. So that can happen. Right here, we're not seeing the convergent or subduction. We're seeing the transform movement. You'll see the Pacific plate is moving northwest, and the North American plate is moving the opposite direction. So Los Angeles, which way are we moving relative to the rest of California? We're moving up. We're moving north. So I think the estimate is like 10 million years, we'll be right next to San Francisco. So those cities, those areas will be next to each other. 10 million years. You think humans will be here that long? How long do you think humans will be here? I'm always interested to hear what you guys think. What do you think? 5 years? You think we go 1,000 before we go extinct? You don't think 1,000, Michelle? Climate change? How many years do you give us, Michelle? You give us a cool 100. All right. So basically, your lifetime, you're the last generation on Earth. Dang. That's a lot of pressure on you guys.
You guys messed it up.
I know. Me and my parents, yeah, we messed it up pretty good. Yeah. But we're gonna teach you how to fix it, how to do better. Okay? One way, look over there. What do you see? You see a really awesome, beautiful bicycle, don't you? Like, oh, no. So this bicycle is my transportation to school, usually. I do drive a car sometimes, but that's my way of trying to be less, impactful. That saves about 20 pounds of CO2 from the atmosphere per day when I take my bicycle instead of driving. 20 pounds of extra CO2. Yeah, Michelle?
Do you ever go biking in Signal Hill?
On the top of the hill? Not usually. I run up there, though. I run up there. I've seen students, because that's a nice spot. You've been to the park up there? Yeah, I've seen students up there. It's beautiful. You get to see all of Long Beach, LA, downtown, mountains. It's awesome. So many people out too, enjoying things. And the geology of Signal Hill is interesting. That's one of the biggest hills in the area, and it was lucky for Long Beach to have Signal Hill because we were able to put our water tank up there. Because you guys seen pictures of the Midwest, towns in the Midwest? Like in Kansas, Missouri, those kind of places. They have to build big towers to put their water up in these big tanks. And they have their town name on them usually. But that's because there's no hills to put anything. Long Beach, we got a nice hill over here. Signal Hill. But we don't keep our water there anymore. We keep our water. You guys know the corner of Examino and PCH? You know that corner? Or no, it's not Examino. It is Redondo. Redondo and PCH. Anyway, there's a hill there. We keep the water up there. But, so the San Andreas Fault, we have a transform situation. Transform fault. LA is sliding north relative to the rest of California. And North America. We'll say North America. So if you wanted to be, live in San Francisco, then, just wait 10 million years. You don't have to move. You'll be right there. Convenient. You think your lifespan's going to be longer? You think they're going to come up with technology to make you live longer? I don't know. They've been talking about since I was a kid. People say, "Oh, we'll live to 200," but still, average age is like in the 80s. Yeah, you know, your cells just die off. They're programmed to die at a certain point. So, yeah, it's tricky. All right, so everybody got a lab sheet, correct? Okay, so I'm going to go over that, and we're going to get started. Go through a little reading, a little remind ourselves of these boundaries, content information, and this information that you get is going to be available